Hi, welcome to the day before I have students. Now, our school, we actually do like a split day. So, sixth graders, they're the first year they enter into middle school at my school here. They're coming today, but my seventh and eighth graders, I don't see them until tomorrow. So today, I have some time, an entire day to plan and things. And I thought, as middle schoolers, especially if you're new to teaching, this is my 6 year teaching, 3 years in high school, and the past 3 years in middle school teaching eighth grade U.S. history and one section of seventh grade world history here in Ohio. Everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different, but I can tell you from my 3 years of experience and growth in the middle school, I've learned some things that I want to pass on to you. I think I finally got it dialed in quite a bit. Of course, we can always grow. But, first thing that a student sees is your classroom besides yourself. So I'm going to walk you through how I organize my classroom a little bit and why I organized it the way I did. Okay, now first of all, this is my niche. This is my desk. This is my corner, my space. I do not let students get behind and in my space. You got to have that personal area. In middle school, they're still learning boundaries. So you've got to establish boundaries, and you're going to find your own unique way of doing that. But I have students come up to my desk and I'll help them. In fact, I even have a little wheelie chair right there. So if I have a classroom guest, intervention specialist, another visiting teacher, or a student just needs help, they can wheel that around and I can help them at my desk. Okay, but you need to personalize it. Bring some things from home, things that's important to you. I was hoping to get shelves so I could put my collection up here, all along there, of some Legos or my old Ninja Turtle collection, but that didn't happen. Now, I will say that you don't want to be too distracting. Most things in your classroom should definitely reflect the subject that you're teaching and should be useful to the students on an academic way. But this area, this right here, as you can see, there's lots of things that are academic, but this is my space. This is my personality shining through, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, so then I have right here, these are all my rules, nicely posted. I use popsicle sticks. So I got these cups and a little styrofoam. And as you can see, I wrote down the subject. So this is my third section of U.S. history. And I have a place for pencils. And I used to have binders. Last year I tried binders, and it just did not work as I'd hoped. It just, I don't know, maybe I didn't do it quite right. It was very difficult to follow through with, and the evidence binders honestly didn't seem to have an impact on the students either. And every quarter I had them do a reflection, and that did. I don't know, it didn't really seem to work. Now this is my curriculum area. So these are like my teaching books and curriculum. And I'm a person who likes paper, and I digitize everything. So on Google Classroom, for example, or my Google Drive, it has all my files, but just in case something happens, I always like to have paper copies of things. So that's what all these different binders are down here. And I gotta move my globe. Having specific places for your students to put things in, that's what that is. So that's nicely labeled. And then tactile things. I'm going to talk about another video, maybe tomorrow, about why these are on my wall and explain it. So I'm trying to keep it under 5 minutes. So then I've got my wall of flags in historic order. We the people, the Bill of Rights, right? 8th grade U.S. history. So all these flags tell a specific story. And since I'm Ohio, got an Ohio map, place for your homework. Yes, they already have homework first day. I'm the kind of teacher that gets them running as soon as you can, and I don't let them stop until the last day. I actually got to meet this guy at the Dayton Air Show, one of the coolest and biggest honors I've ever experienced, a Tuskegee Airman. And then got my whiteboards, and I got my display. I can move around. My school's pretty fortunate, or I'm pretty fortunate. that I got that. And that's my classroom. And then, as you can see, all the desks. My classroom is pretty small for my school. They're actually doing an addition, and there's bigger rooms upstairs, but all the 8th grade teachers are right here, and hopefully by the middle of the year, we'll get to move and have a bigger classroom. But the one thing I want you to take away from today's video, starting out in the year, first of all, go into it with confidence, okay? Number one, confidence, because they can smell your fear. Also, you want to personalize it. Thirdly, you don't want it to be too overwhelming. I've seen some pretty cool classrooms, but I've seen some pretty cluttered classrooms as well. Especially if you're starting out, it's okay to not have a ton of things on your wall. A lot of these posters that you see, like that was actually given to me this year by my ELA teacher. And then over here, wait, these two, those were from a 4th grade teacher this year. My Ohio stuff that you see right here, that came from the 4th grade teacher. So you don't need a whole lot, but the flags are mine. The flags are mine because I love talking about history in a story form. And flags is a tactile way for people to connect to history, and it's also kind of helps them remember things. So if you tell them a story while you're teaching a lesson, you point to the flag and you make that relationship. When they're taking a quiz or test, if they're struggling, you can say, remember that flag? Turn around, look at the story of that flag. Think about the story, and it helps them out quite a bit. But also, it's a hook. That's what it is. It's a hook. They want to know the story behind the flags. Why does that not look like the American flag? Why does that one says "Come and Take Me" and it's a picture of a cannon on it? Why does one have the Whiskey Rebellion? What the heck is Whiskey Rebellion? Now, I'm teaching middle schoolers, so they all pretty much know what whiskey is, right? Like a rebellion for whiskey? What's up with that? These are all hooks. And I got my pirate flag too, even though it's not a historic one, like an actual pirate flag that was used. But again, it's a hook. So anyhow, as you start out your year, I wish you the best of luck. You got this. Go into it with some confidence. Make sure you know where things are. That way you can explain that to your students. Take the first day or two just to orient them. Make sure that they're kind of comfortable with your procedures. Procedures, especially for middle school, is going to be your number one thing. If you can get your procedures down, the classroom expectations down in the first quarter, then the rest of the year, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. I'm not one of those teachers who believes that you don't smile until Christmas. I smile quite a bit. I joke with my students quite a bit, but I also use my dad voice, use your dad or mom voice when you need to, and hold them accountable. That's what they need. They need to be held accountable. And this guy right here, last year, he was our math teacher. This year, he's an intervention specialist. So he left that for me. And it'll be hopping around different classrooms just as a funny thing. Don't take yourself too seriously in middle school, y'all. Hope you guys have a wonderful year, and welcome to my channel. Take care.